Good morning, student. As we have done the basic concept as well as the Maslow theory of motivation yesterday, today we will do that what are the incentives which motivate or stimulate the behavior of an person. These motivational incentives can be of two type. It may be the monetary or it may be the non-monetary. Monetary incentives are those incentives which can be measured in the terms of money, but which cannot be measured in the terms of money, that are known as non-monetary incentives. Suitability. This is highly effective. Yes, you know very well that money is very important part of our life. Very important. Not everything, but very important. If you want to develop a standard of living, you want to have anything in your life, you need money. You need money for the survival, for the growth. In fact, in any of the business, you expand your business, you just want to survive the business, you want to grow the business, you need the money. Funds are required everywhere. So these are always highly effective. But these are effective in case of managers, means whoever who the people is satisfied with their physiological needs. If you remember, I told you yesterday, who just fulfill their security and safety needs. Then the non-monetary incentives like the recognitions, like awards, self-actualization, these just work on those people only. So a kind of, we can say, in case of managers, it works more. But in case of workers, it is not working as much because the workers just need the money first. Level of the satisfaction, it help in the satisfying the lower level needs, means the basic needs, food, clothes, shelter, these are our basic needs for the survival. So these three basic needs can be fulfilled with the monetary incentives. But we talk about the esteem, status and self actualization needs, those are considered as the higher level of needs. It can be achieved only through non-monetary incentives. Visible. These are very much visible because it's measured in the terms of money. But the non-monetary cannot be measurable. That's why it is not visible. Like somebody is just getting the recognition. What happened in that case? He feel overwhelmed. He boosted. His morale will boost up and just he'll do the work more, but that can be feel more than the visibility. But if you are getting the incentive of rupees 1 lakh, that 1 lakh is visible to see, everybody can see that you got the incentive. But the incentive that you feel, that boost up your morale, that enhance your skills, that develop a sense of energy in yourself, that make you feel more energetic, that is that can be feel more than the visibility. So these are the monetary and non-monetary incentives, their meaning that you and the basic concept of this. Now let's go for what are the types of, or what are the source by which the financial incentives can be done or non-financial incentives can be done. First of all, like the pay and allowance is there. Productivity link wage. I'll explain each and every point. Yesterday I also expressed these points to you, that these are the, so so the first incentive is pay and allowance. What are the pay and allowance? Pay and allowance are the, like the basic salary that the person is getting, that is your pay and allowance. Whatever you are getting, that is, suppose I'm just doing the work in this institute. Why I'm doing work? Because I'm just getting salary. that's why I'm doing the work. That is a motivation for me. And whenever any person just do the work, and in the company as well, it just his or her performance is to be appraised every year. And after the appraisal, some allowances are given to them as well. And in many of the company like TADA, you, I hope you come, traveling allowance, DA means dearness allowance, means महंगाई भत्ता जिसको आप कहते हैं. So TADA, children fees, patrolling, communication bill, mobile phone bill, so many different allowances are also to be paid. So these are the financial incentives. If I talk about the next one, that the productivity link wage incentives. Yes, productivity is more in case of production houses where the factory areas are there, where the productivity is to be done. This kind of incentive is used over there. Suppose if it is given to you that if you produce the 10 pieces in a day, if you produce 10 pieces in a day, I hope you remember, in case of scientific management, in the differential wage system, I also explained this concept. Suppose you are just producing the 10 pieces, and it is given by the management that if you produce 10 pieces, you will get 100 rupees per piece. You will get 100 rupees per piece. But if you produce more than 10 pieces in a day with a good quality, you will get additional, whatever the addition to 10, whatever the addition to 10, you will get 200 rupees per piece. It may be the productivity based scheme. Next, it can be like this, like 10 rupee if you produce 10 or more than 10. If you produce more than 10, if you produce 10, then it's okay, 100 rupees per piece. If you produce more than 10, you will get 150 rupees per piece instead of 10. This may be the kind of technique we used, piece instead of 100. What does it mean? It means we are just giving them the incentives. Productivity link wage means if you produce 100 pieces, you will get 10 pieces, you will get 100 rupees per piece. If you produce more than 10, you will get 150 rupees, means 50 rupees extra for every piece you will get. What does it mean? It means you are getting something extra that is based on your productivity link. So it always motivates the employee to, or the worker to produce more. Bonus means something extra, like in any of the month or the year, the company got something extra gain or benefit. Any extra gain or good surplus, we can say, if the company has in that year, what the company do, company that distribute that if the company gain good, that is to be distribute in the form of bonus to the employee as well. And many time the festival bonus is also given to the worker, like the Diwali bonus is there. So in this way, the bonus can be given to them. Profit sharing. Yes, in many of the organization, this concept is also followed, like the basic salary is given to you, and along with that, if the profits limit is more than that or whatever it is, like in case of partnership, it is used to do many times, like there are 3 or 4 partners, and out of that, or 10 partners are there, out of that 8 are working there as well as an employee. So what they'll just get the salary not only, but also get the profit sharing also. When the profit sharing is given to the people, they just boost it up to earn more profit. The co-partnership can be there. The co-partnership is also very much similar to this, that you just give the partnership to the person, like instead of giving the salary. Suppose there is a person or the entrepreneur who has a business. He has 3 assistants with him to do the work. He just give them that if you do the work so well, instead of getting the salary, whatever the profit we will earn, you will get 25% of that profit. And what will become? It become the partnership in itself. Retirement benefits. Many of the organization just give the retirement benefits also, like the pension plan is there. Sometimes gratuity is there. Gratuity is the lump sum amount that is to be paid at the time of retirement of a person. So these are the benefits that is given at the time of retirement. It always boosted a person to do the job or influence the behavior as well. Prerequisites. Prerequisites, prerequisites are those facilities which the employee get from the employee, like the car facility, like the servant, like the any other kind of facilities there that are known as the prerequisites. It is the car facility. It can be the children fee. It can be the servant. These kind of incentives in the form of monetary terms are given to the employee, then it is known as perquisites. So this is all about the financial incentives. Let's go for the non-financial incentives. The first one is the status. Status means the standard of the job that you are doing, and you upgrade, a kind of promotion we can say, upgradation, that is known as status as well. Organizational climate. Yes, whenever we are working, you people just feel like when you are upset, you can't do the work in such a good manner. But when you have a mental peace and harmony is there, harmony, good working conditions, like if you are doing work well, harmony. Suppose you are doing work well, a special cabin is provided to you to do the work. Working condition will be changed or will become important for you, then it is also known as the organizational climate, that what the harmony is there, what are the working conditions are given to you, what is your mental peace, all these things. Career advancement opportunities. Career advancement opportunities are those opportunities, means if the targets are given to you, like it is given to you that if you fulfill this target and mm, do it for the next 5 year as well, then you will be promoted from this post to the another post. Like if you are just working as the unit manager, then you will become the area manager, or then you will become the zonal head, or whatever it is. So these kind of career advancement opportunities are also given to them. And moreover, along with that, job and enrichment means many time of training and development program are to be done as well, in which they just make learn the new things. So training and development programs just help them to upgrade their knowledge, to upgrade their skills as well. So in not in the monetary terms, but their knowledge increase, so it's also a kind of non-financial incentive. Employee recognition program. Yes, in the corporate sector it is very much familiar. In our school is also considered that the people who are just doing the work for last so many years, they have become the asset of the organization, and it is to be recognized by our worthy director sir. Very similar to that, in many of the companies, they have the culture to recognize their employees who are associated with the organization in such a good manner for last so many years. Moreover, if anybody do the works in the some unique way or in an extraordinary way, then also recognition as a star of the year, like given to them. These kind of the highest appraisal person, the highest appraising team, this kind of appreciation, this kind of recognition program has been arranged, in which there is a wide gathering is there, and or qualitative gathering we say, whether it is a small gathering, but very important people join those kind of gatherings, and in that gatherings those people always recognize. So these kind of programs are also to be arranged by the organization in order to provide the non-financial incentives. The next one is our job security. That is must. Nowadays, everybody knows. You know that with whatever the things are permanent, that always have a more impact on us. So everybody, security means security is the must thing. When we feel secure, we can do the work in better way. So in order to have the security, they should feel secure that their job remain permanent or will be existing. So job security is must. Many times you have seen some people are on the ad hoc basis, while the some people are on the permanent basis. So when the people are on the permanent basis, they can do the work in such a good and better manner because they don't have any pressure. Employee participation. Employee participation is also next of point. Many time in our institute also, our the directors are also use this. Whenever any decision is to be taken, what the person did, he just make a call the meeting all together of all those people who are related to that agenda, and there is a wide discussion about each and every point, and suggestions will be collected from everybody that whether it should be done or whether it should not be done, whether it is good for the student as well as institute or not. So in this way, when the companies are going on in the corporate sector also, whatever the higher authorities, they always arrange the meeting with the subordinates one, and they just ask their employee to be participative, to give their ideas that how the things to be done. In this way, what happened, because the employees are the people who has to convert all those planning in on the reality grounds, they feel so good, they feel so boosted up that we are the important part of our organization. That's why the organization is asking from us that what to do, what decision is to be taken. So in that way, they just boosted up their morale high up, and they just do the work with more zeal. So employee participation is also very much important, as well as employee empowerment. Employee empowerment is also important along with the participation. No doubt when the people participated in the decision making, they feel very good, they feel they have the sense of belongingness as well, and they feel like that they are the important part of the organization, which morale boost up their morale, which enhance their capability, and they do the work with more zeal. But if I talk about the empowerment, empowerment means the powers should be given to the employee. So whenever you just give any authority to your employees, some power should be given to the person as well to do that work. Some decision making, some power should be given to at the spot to him or her. That's why he just feel like that he is the authorized one in the organization, and he feel good, and he or she or whosoever is the employee there will do the work with more zeal, more dedication, more loyalty in the organization. So these are the various incentives that are to be taken or considered by the business organization nowadays in order to motivate their employees, to stimulate the behavior of their employees, to induce the behavior of their employees. So this is the source of motivation. It is all about for the day that I have to discuss. This chapter has been complete. If anybody have any doubt, please ask.